Hi, I'm Emma. Welcome back to my kitchen. Today we're making spaghetti and meatballs with a big emphasis on the meatballs. We're also going to make a simple red sauce and handmade spaghetti. It's super simple, so let's go ahead and get started. Add 1 pound of ground beef and half a pound of ground pork to a large bowl. Next, finely chop a 1/4 cup of parsley and add this to the bowl as well. Finely chop a 1/4 cup of walnuts and add this to the bowl along with 1½ teaspoons of salt and a nice crack of black pepper. We're also going to add the zest from 1 lemon. This is a little bit unusual but adds really nice flavor. Next, add 1/3 cup of breadcrumbs and 1 large egg. I'm going to use my hands to mix the meat together, but you could totally wear gloves here if you want to, but personally, I don't mind. Now we'll go in with our cookie scoop to portion out the meatballs. And then use your hands to give the balls a little bit of a roll to finish the shaping. We'll set the meatballs aside and get started on the sauce ingredients. Peel and dice a half an onion and 1 shallot. Next, mince 2 cloves of garlic and add these to the bowl with the onions and set all of this aside until we're ready to make the sauce. Core and dice 1 red bell pepper. Everything is going to get blended up, so don't really worry about making your cuts perfect. All right, now let's cook the meatballs. I'm gonna put an apron on because this is definitely going to splatter. Add about a tablespoon of olive oil to a large pot. I like using an enamel cast iron pot like Le Creuset or Lodge just because they hold heat really well. Once the oil is hot and shimmers, add half of the meatballs to the pot and turn them to brown on all sides. Transfer the meatballs to a paper towel-lined plate. It's okay if some pink parts remain. The meatballs will finish cooking in the sauce. Once you've cooked both batches of meatballs, don't clean the pot. Keep all the brown bits because they're gonna add lots of flavor to the tomato sauce. Add the onions, garlic, and shallot. Stir until they've softened. Season with salt and stir occasionally until softened and starting to turn golden brown. Add your red peppers and a little pinch of salt. I really like adding a bit of salt whenever something new enters the pan. We'll cook this for a few more minutes and then add 1 tablespoon of tomato paste and a pinch of red pepper flakes to the center of the pot. Give it a stir to cover everything and cook for several minutes. The tomato paste will darken a little bit. Next, add a 28-ounce can of whole tomatoes and their sauces to the pot. Using your spoon, break up the tomatoes. Taste and season with more salt. Bring the sauce to a simmer and stir occasionally with the lid off for 10 minutes. I went ahead and made pasta dough before I started the meatballs, and I have another video that details the entire process that I've linked here in this video as well as in the details below. After the sauce has simmered and thickened, carefully transfer to a high-speed blender and blend until smooth. Return the sauce to the pot along with the meatballs and cover and simmer for 20 more minutes. While the meatballs finish cooking, bring a pot of salted water to a boil. Chop some parsley for garnish. When the water boils, add your spaghetti to the pot. If you're using homemade spaghetti, you'll cook for 60 seconds. If you're using store-bought, just use the directions on the box. And voila, spaghetti and meatballs. Our meatballs are ready. I finished them with some freshly chopped parsley and a little bit of grated Parmesan, so I'm gonna go ahead and take a taste. Spaghetti and meatballs, maybe not a first date food. It's not the most graceful thing to eat. It's super toothsome, it's really saucy, the meatballs are super flavorful, If you're a sauce person, this is your dish. If you're not up for the task of homemade pasta, store-bought is totally fine and works really well in this recipe. Meatballs are a really fun food because you can really tailor them to your own taste. You can add onions, not onions, parsley, any other herb that you have on hand. It's a really fun food to make. I've linked the recipe below. I'm gonna go enjoy this bowl of meatballs, but make sure that you like and subscribe for a new video every Sunday, and I'll see you in the next one.